Hey y'all, Melissa again. So Cornish cross meat chickens here at Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Thanks for joining me on our YouTube channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. And this is the second part of a video that is showing y'all how the chickens respond to fluctuations in temperature. So actually just plugged in some of those heat lamps and immediately we saw birds go to them. So let me give you the background on that. I'll put the link for the first part of this pair of videos in the comments and in the description. But in the first part, I had explained that we've had temperatures of about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So for Cornish cross meat chickens that are 2 weeks old, like this group, that's just about perfect temperature for them. And so we ended up getting some rain that cooled the ambient temperature outside down about 10 degrees to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And when we saw that happen, we saw the birds change from having been spread evenly all over this pen to going into groups like these and stacking up on each other, piling up on each other like this, and particularly one back in this corner. And we're actually going to go in the pen and walk beside those birds and have them move and see what happens, see where they go. But when it cooled down and we observed this, we observed the birds grouping up, I decided that they're telling us, okay, we're getting cool, we're not as comfortable as we were, we want to be warmer. See, that one just came into where that light is, that which represents where the warmth is. And what I decided to do was turn on, I've got about 4 of those lights on. That's kind of the coolest swath of the part of the barn where they're at, because that large door is open there, and we've got a large door open on the other side, and that is causing good air exchange, good air movement through there, but it also cooled the temperatures down. And they wanted it warmer. They wanted the temperatures that they had. And so immediately, before I could even get the camera recording again, immediately as I got those lights on, several birds started going toward those warm spots. So they'll stay there long enough to get warmed up, and then when those are warm enough, they may move on. And it may heat back up, and we'll have to watch that. So these birds are clumping up because they were chilly. So I'm just going to walk over here, and that may get some reaction out of them to move, and we're going to kind of see where they go. And some of them are going to go. See, they spotted that being on. They spotted those heat lamps being on, and a lot of them are going to go to that. So we can't quite pan out far enough to let you kind of get a bigger sense of that. But it's interesting that just that bit of fluctuation in temperature that to us seems very, very minor. Remember, to a young chicken is more significant. And the younger they are, the more significant the temperature fluctuations are. And just a few degrees cooling down can really impact very, very young chickens negatively, like the 2 and 3 day old hatchlings. As they get a little older, their bodies become better able to thermoregulate on their own, and they feather in, and that helps them with temperature regulation as well. So anyway, it was interesting to see that several of them did make that move to the heat lamps that are on, and now that they're up and active, some of them will eat and get a drink and manure, and then they'll go back to resting because they do that kind of in a pattern. So just wanted to share that with you, their response to a 10 degree approximate fluctuation in temperature, and their response to seeing that they had those familiar warm spots to go to, and they'll select that. So you want to have the ability, if you're raising especially Cornish cross meat chickens for meat production, you want to have the ability to adjust for their needs and for their temperature preferences, because that helps keep their hearts strong. There's actually a correlation to them being comfortable ambient temperature wise and ambient conditions wise. There's a correlation between that and their heart function remaining strong throughout production.